gentlemen, please welcome Craig to the stage.
Have you ever felt so alone? Have you ever felt so alone that you wanted to end your own life? I have. I have found that the key to living a full and successful life is by being properly treated. You must conquer your inner demons. Research tells us by the World Health Organization that Aussies are killing themselves 10.4 people per 100,000 each and every year. That's 2,600 people who are taking their lives each and every year. That's a scary statistic. I was diagnosed with depression when I was 12 and schizophrenia when I was 17 years old. One situation I remember was when I was in the local hospital, lying in the ICU bed, had all these monitors hooked up to me. I had taken an overdose of my medication and I had to drink this awful, yucky charcoal drink. My advice, don't ever do that, people, it's not good. Anyway, I was laying in bed and I remember hearing a conversation between the ICU nurse and a patient. And he was saying, I don't want to die. I'm not ready to go yet. And that really struck me. I broke down in tears. I couldn't believe the difference in that room. Here was a room full of people who wanted to to save their lives and keep going. And I wanted to end my life. So I decided right then and there that I was going to make a change. I was going to have a purposeful life again. It took a lot of time, a lot of energy, psychologists, psychiatrists, therapists, everybody. But eventually I got there. 2 years later, I met my first wife, Kim, and we had 3 beautiful children, Chelsea, Jasmine, and Zachary. Unfortunately, that marriage didn't last, and these things happen. We've stayed good friends, even though we separated. And I got married again to my second wife, Kendall. And why she puts up with me, I've got no idea, because I would not put up with me. I would not. And we've got 2 more beautiful children. I've got Aiden, who is 4, and I've got Jace, who is 2. So back in May of 2016, I decided I was going to do something that would totally throw me out of my comfort zone. I decided that I was going to sign up to the Leukemia Foundation's Inca Trail trek, which was trekking the Inca Trail to Machu Picchu. Day 1 was pretty easy going. We hiked for a couple of hours. We camped down by the ruins. Lovely little lake running through there. It was just amazing. Day 2 started, and it seemed easy enough to begin with, and then it gradually got harder and harder and harder. And I got to about 3-hour mark, and I had my brain screaming at me, Craig, you can't do this. You can't do this. You're not fit enough for this. I was about 130 kilos at the time. I pulled the guide to the side and said, I don't think I can do this. I do not think that I physically can do this. And he said to me, Craig, I have seen people bigger than you successfully complete the Inca Trail. I believe in you. You can do this. And that's just what I needed to hear. No one's ever said to me they believe in me. And that's what I needed to hear. So day 2, we kept going, got to the campsite, slept really well. And day 3, he came up with a bit of a surprise for me. He's gone, Craig, today and for tomorrow, you're going to be the leader of this trek. You're going to be up front. I was like, okay, all right, fair enough. So anyway, we ascended to the highest elevation and came back down and up again and then back down just slightly. And that night, we camped in Cloud City, as it's called. And that's where you're basically camping above the clouds. So the clouds are down here and you're up here. Most amazing thing. Day 4 came around and we were descending down, and we finally got to the Gringo Killer Stairs. An amazing set of stairs. I really challenge anyone to do them. I think they're called that because the white man has so much trouble going up them. So all dignity was discarded. All dignity. I had to go up on my hands and knees because I just couldn't do it any other way. And we finally got to the sundial at Machu Picchu, and it was such an amazing and emotional experience. And something in me that day changed again. And I just knew that I needed to do something with my life. Something more than what I'd been doing. So what I want you to take from today is believe in yourself. That's something I've never been able to do, but I can now. Believe in yourself and know that you can do it. And if you do have problems with your mental health, reach out to your GP. Have that conversation. It just might save your life. Thank you.
Craig, you wrote on your questionnaire, I just want to be comfortable with speaking and getting up on stage and sharing my story.
Yep.
You know, Craig, not only did you look comfortable and getting up here on stage, but you actually inspired us through your journey and through your story. Mate, you're a great storyteller. One thing about you, Craig, is that you really do care. You care for other people. You care that you want to help other people and inspire them. Yet at the same time, you're a bit of a misfit, which then means you don't fit into the normal mould. So I wanted to finish off my Future State session with saying this quote of your life, because I think this is you, and maybe it's actually you as well. Hear this, ready, hear this. Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them, but the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward. And while some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius, because the ones who are crazy enough to think that they can change the world are the ones who actually do. Give them a hand. This is great.
Thank you so much, bro. Thank you. Thank you.